Hi, once again. So today I'm here to do my final presentation for the bike sharing project that I've been working on for years. And my name is Jonathan Oseotri. So this is what I came up with, and hope you stay with me to go through all this nice analysis. So the business overview is um, Healthy Life Advocacy Group. They're trying to set up a bike sharing system for a city, and they contacted me to make vital analysis for them to help them set up their company really well. So I'm going to take you through what I found out. Yeah. So the system. This is the system overview. This is how the bike sharing system will function. It will function by integrating um, software and hardware components that will involve customers picking up a bike at a docking station and returning it after use. Okay, they're trying to focus on mainly on people who just want to use a bike. Uh, I mean, for a short time, then they drop it off, and with that, and you have to know the right places to set up the docking points and everything. Yeah, and we have to make sure that the system is managed effectively to ensure that there are no flaws or less flaws to maximize their profits. So I'm going to talk about some of the components. As I said, the docking stations. Yeah, these are very important parts of the bike sharing system because they have to be set up at places where that people will really patronize them. Yeah, and the bikes, we have to get bikes with GPS. Like I have a picture of a bike with a GPS over there. So with the GPS, the company can track where the bikes are going to, and it also makes it available for the people who rent the bike to also put in their location if they don't know where they're going or something like that. It can direct them. And a website. So with a website, we are going to create a website using Python, like we already studied. So and yeah, that's how it's going to be like. And there will be an application where the customers or potential customers can sign up and choose whether they want to book it for how many they just want to take it. Uh, I know the billing and everything is also everybody we have an idea of how the billing is supposed to look like. So the application will help them register so that when they get to the docking station, they can pick up the bike and use it for what they want to use it for. So the database will collect data like will store information about the users, the bikes available at each docking station and the bikes and everything like that. And the user since we have so many relations in the system that we are using, I would say we will go for uh, the the SQL. That's the relational database because we have relations. And the service, we will have to go for cloud service. Yes, and I think that's those are the best for us now. And uh, with dealing with the service, I know the applications and the websites needs to communicate with the service for data. So with that interchanging of data, I think we'll prefer using the JSON, that's JavaScript object notation, because that's easily to read and it's very easy to read and it's human friendly. And most of these coding languages have inbuilt systems that convert the JSON to language that they understand. So JSON makes it really easy for the application and the website to communicate with the server for data that we've stored. Yeah, the data we is going to be a lot. So yes, so these are going to be the major tasks. The customer, like let's talk about maybe this just the architecture or the major tasks um, that's going to be involved in the whole system. So the customer gets to register at the using the app or the website, and the registration form they do everything, and then um, they After they register, the system takes their stuff on the database and sends it to the server for, like, it saves it. Then they get access to the docking. I mean, they pick up the bike, just like they get access to at the docking point. They pick up the bike after you do the registration, and yeah, that's how the system is going to look like. So it takes their data, including their billing data and everything during the registration, and it releases the bike for them. So we take the billing data. That's also a way to make sure that we are staying secured. Yes. So this is a public API that I came up with. I actually did my research on a public API. That's a bike sharing system API from a company that operated in a city that looks like the city we are focusing on. So I had some info that was really helpful, like the spots where they had their docking stations and the people that patronize the bikes most. So that gives us an idea of what we are about to do and how we should go about it. So with that, I came up with our target areas. So as you can see in this picture, I have our bike stations, like potential where we can set up our bike stations. That's the green spots. Yes, so these are going to be the best spots to set up our bike stations for now. And in the future, we can go to the red spots as well. We can expand and get to those areas. So with that API, public API data that I got, I was able to come up with our target areas for the bike station. And with Google data as well, I came up with the coordinates, the best spots for us to set up our bike stations, and how our transit buses work and everything, so that we don't have to come in, like we have to fight with them for like maybe customers or something like that. We have our spots and they have their spots where they don't operate. We can take the advantage and just do our stuff over there. I mean, a bike sharing system. So we are talking about the security now. With every system, there are security threats that can get into this, that can worry the system. So with this, I think we have to be alert to avoid bike thefts and damage to the bikes, and that's we have to pay attention to the bikes, keep it safe, and also keep it keep it working all the time. You have to maintain it well. So with that, we have to employ some people, some personnel to actually work on these and make sure that everything is successful. Yes. So aside that, we have to make sure that the system complies with the CIA triad. That's the confidentiality. That's the data that we take. You have to make sure that unauthorized people or unauthorized personnel get access to them, like hackers and everything. We have to make sure that they don't get access to the data that we take. Yes, from the, I mean, the customer data and all this, the billing information and everything. We have to make sure that we keep it safe. Yes. So the next one is integrity. And we have to make sure that people that are authorized to get access to the data that we take don't mess with the data. I have to make sure that they don't like abuse their power and maybe sell the data to people, or yeah, and we have to also educate them on how to be safe when dealing with the data and how to set up their passwords and everything, so that they don't fall vulnerable to attackers. Yes, and the availability talks about the system being available to everyone. Yeah, this has to do with our service and our system in general. It has to make sure that it's always readily available. And once we have all these three working perfectly, I know our system is really going to be secure. So with this system working perfectly and secured, like like I talked about, we'll have to get someone like a cybersecurity analyst who can always check to see the vulnerabilities in the systems in our system before attackers can even get to like discover such vulnerabilities. And cybersecurity analysts are the best people to employ for this job. So these are my references for my work, and I would say it's been a nice time presenting my work to you all, and see you again next semester. Thank you for the time.